Hey, I'm Zach McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates, and today's question that every home buyer should ask is, how do I terminate a real estate contract? The main way that you can terminate a real estate contract is during your contingency periods, and I'll rephrase that. The main opportunity that you have as a buyer is to back out during your contingencies. The contingencies, we've talked about these in another video, but they're the buts in the contract. They're the opportunities for you as a buyer to change your mind and back out. And generally, you're going to have an inspection period. You're going to have a title review. You're going to have your financing contingency. Some of those are contingencies that are more dependent on the results of those other things, like your financing. We're assuming that once you've gotten your pre-approval and your pre-underwriting even, that you're gonna be pretty good to go on the financing. And with a title review, once that's happened, as long as there's no issues, we're gonna be good to go there. The biggest piece is usually your inspection period. So that's usually your biggest opportunity to back out as a buyer. And if you're backing out on a contingency, all you need to do is we submit a response after the inspection period that just says simply that you've decided you don't want to purchase the house after the inspection and that you would like your earnest money refunded to you, just like the contract states. Now, if you're trying to back out and you don't have a reason in the contract, it's a little different. So instead of getting to just submit a notice to the seller, you actually have to send a rescission over to the seller, and that's where the seller has to also sign off and let you out of the contract. And generally, there's some kind of bartering on the earnest money. Technically, in the contract, if you are backing out as a buyer and you don't have a reason in the contract, the seller is entitled to that earnest money. And sometimes you can negotiate a way out of it where you get to keep some, they keep some, or even you get to keep all of it. But generally speaking, you need to back out on those contingencies as a buyer and just send over that form. That's going to be the easiest way to get out. If you're trying to weasel out of it later on, it's a lot more difficult and generally involves the seller's consent as well. So my advice to you as a buyer is have these conversations up front, make sure that you really like the house, and then when we do move forward with the purchase, you want to be sure about it. You want to know that you want to do this, and you want to know what you're getting yourself into. And then during the process of closing, we have our inspection period, and we have good conversations around the house, inspection, how you're feeling at that point, because that's really going to be your last chance to back out.